I did get up early this morning and wrote my thoughts about the election in a column called The Politics of Cultural Despair. A few quick thoughts. Nothing that I wrote in the column is particularly new, and it is about the inability of the Democratic Party to deal with their responsibility for the dispossession of the working class. 30 million Americans have lost jobs in mass layoffs since NAFTA. The capture of the party by corporate power, creating a kind of corporate duopoly. The Republican Party, of course, being transformed into the party of Trump, and the specter of Christian fascism. Trump, of course, has an ideological void. He has no real ideology other than amassing as much wealth as he and his family can. But it's really the failure of the Democrats to address the dispossession of the American working class, the very cruel exploitation of the American working class, deregulation of all sorts of tax codes, the FCC, Glass-Steagall, etc., the destruction of welfare. They've never owned that, much less attempted to rectify it. I think that if a Democratic candidate like Bernie Sanders came out and offered New Deal reforms, they would have beaten Trump in a landslide. But at this point, both parties are shackled by oligarchic and corporate power. What is the attraction of Trump? The attraction of Trump is that he expresses this rage and distaste, this corporate system. I mean, remember Liz Cheney was campaigning with Harris. Harris was very proud that Dick Cheney, I think he had an approval rating of about 13% or something when he left office, supported her. I mean, this was just completely tone deaf. They're completely checked out. The Democratic convention was vapid, choreographed, empty, as I think Harris was as a candidate. And so we have ended up, like many dysfunctional democracies, with a cultish figure, very similar to what I saw in the breakdown of Yugoslavia, or you can go back to Weimar Germany. And it's a dangerous moment. But I really put the blame for this political dysfunction on the Democratic and the establishment Republican parties. Trump is the symptom. He's not the disease. He's the product of the disease. And that's what happens when societies break down. And that's, of course, where we are. And this is the price that we have to pay, unfortunately.